This is all about Sydney and Melbourne, the two biggest cities in the country. The only colour that matters today is blue. Navy blue or sky blue. Saddle up for the 26th version of the Big Blue. Park, an absolute picture. The noise crackling in the stands, and even the weather has played its part. As we say, arguably the biggest date on the calendar, certainly one of the noisiest. The Blue and White Brigade going to be in a constant battle with the travelling Cove in the far corner. Sydney FC incidentally have sold out their away bay allocation, barely a seat to spare. Of course, he's had quite a large part to play in that, although they might have sold out anyway. His first appearance in Melbourne, Alessandro Del Piero. Marcos Flores, one of the many creative influences on the Victory side. Will it be a dark blue day or a sky blue day? We're about to find out. Well, the most anticipated game of the season is underway. One that has significant bearing, of course, on the finals race as well. Sydney starting to find their feet, finally. Melbourne Victory are favourites on form, Andy Harper.
Well, what a brilliant occasion here at AAMI Park, in the sporting capital of the world. 55 individuals have become citizens of this country, and they get their first official sample of Australian culture through the prism of the Hyundai A-League. And what billing we have here.
This is Diogo Ferreira getting the better of Ali Abbas. Leaving it a bit short for Thompson. I read the little flick from Del Piero. Flores. Now some room for Lee Broxham. Flores continues the run, pokes it forward, Rojas, and then Broxham. Well, Lee Broxham has only ever scored one A-League goal. That was against Sydney back in August 2010. And that was a delightful move by Melbourne Victory.
Well, he's enjoying life under Postecoglou, is Broxham. Terry McFlynn was dragged out of the centre midfield position. You can just see him trying to get his territory back. But it was all for naught. And thankfully for the Sky Blues and their defence, it was Thiago who just slid in and put Broxham off his balance.
Milligan. Selesky. Good awareness and a beautiful teasing ball inside. Here's Rojas! Just wide of the target from Marco Rojas. Victory really threatening. Mark Milligan and Billy Selesky at the centre of it.
Well, the first error from Fabio. Rojas looked to pounce, and it was a really quick piece of thinking, taking the opportunity early. It caught Janjetovic off balance, and the keeper was clearly beaten. The shot was drifting wide. It remained to be seen that Jason Collina move out into Edmonton's right midfield position, which might just dull his impact. He has been brilliant in an attacking sense, in a more central role in the recent period for Sydney FC.
Grant's been pickpocketed by Traore, and away comes Marco Rojas. It's Rojas, takes a deflection and in. First blood to Melbourne Victory. It came off Sebastian Ryle. Rojas will claim it. It doesn't matter. Victory 1 up.
Well, he's had two really good opportunities previous to this. One blocked by Ryan Grant, the other he shot wide, and the third, as fortune would have it, took a deflection on the way to beat veteran Janjetovic. The initial incursion came down, the part of the field vacated by Brett Emerton, who's yet to be replaced. Marco Rojas backed himself. Seb Ryle did all he could to block the passage to goal, but all he's done is deflect the ball past his hapless keeper and into the back of the net for Melbourne Victory to take what is so far a deserved lead.
Well, Rojas trying to claim the credits. I'm pretty sure that will go down as an own goal. If not, then it will be his 11th of the season. But pretty sure that will be a Seb Ryle own goal. It's given away by McFlynn. Unfortunately, Melbourne Victory can't take full advantage. Just got a little touch off the fullback there as well, but he's overcooked it there. But the Brazilian trying to be a bit too cute. Instead, it's Diogo Ferreira, with Grant drawn towards the ball. Victory started to find some real rhythm here. Thompson shimmies past Ali Abbas. Rojas, nobody in the centre for Melbourne Victory. Rojas trod on the ball, still with the Victory. Here's Flores, played by McFlynn, only as far as Milligan. Traore. There's a direct route towards goal. Miscontrol by Flores. Touchback for Broxham! Good save, Janjetovic. Or is it a goal kick?
Well, he's given a goal kick.
He might have got a touch on that.
I thought it took a deflection and was saved.
In fact, Janjetovic is already shaping to face the corner.
Is that a gimme from Sydney FC? Very charitable of them. It was saved, and there was a deflection, but it wasn't off a defender. It was off Archie Thompson. Great stuff, Janjetovic.
Just about the last action of this first half. Check of the watch from Chris Beath. There we go. Melbourne Victory have the advantage, and deservedly so on balance of play. In fact, you can argue it could and possibly should have been a bit more. Marco Rojas with the crucial strike on 23 minutes that took a heavy deflection off Sebastian Ryle, who of course scored the last gasp equaliser for Sydney FC in the Big Blue here last season. And at the break, it's Victory with their noses in front. They lead Sydney FC in the 26th Big Blue by a goal to nil. So Victory getting us back underway. Just more news on that injury to Brett Emerton. We're told it's a problem with his lower back, which is leading to those hamstring spasms. Let's hope it's not too serious.
Otherwise, Melbourne Victory completely dominant, and you'd reckon doing it in second gear at the moment.
Crisp passing here by the Victory. Now Chris Beath's going to bring them back because Broxham was chopped down and will require some attention. Chris Beath, I think he's going to have a word with his linesman here. Ask who's at fault. He may take further action here.
Thiago.
It's Thiago. He's off. Second yellow. Sydney down to 10. It gets worse and worse for Sydney FC. Well, Chris Beath clearly didn't see that challenge, and he had to go and get some advice from Hakan Anaz. And Frank Farida's side will play the final half an hour a man short. And here's why. Well, it's an elbow to Broxham. Is it clear-cut enough, Andy?
Well, didn't look like a lot. Looked like a free kick. I mean, he sitting on a yellow card is experienced enough to know he shouldn't be going down that avenue.
Oh, it's really tough now for Sydney FC. Del Piero. Abbas, clever ball. Del Piero. Now, Traore wrong-footed. Joel Griffiths! He's dragged it wide. Sydney's best chance of the game.
That was a good one too. Neither Del Piero nor Griffiths have been at the top of their game, but that was a moment to savour and possibly save Sydney FC. It is a tight angle, but he just didn't collect it the way he normally would.
And that remains the danger for Melbourne Victory. Sydney FC fans thought that was their moment. Victory need a cushion of a second goal. Might get it here from Archie Thompson! They do! What a finish! And that will make them breathe a lot easier, Melbourne Victory. Archie Thompson, who scored in the very first Big Blue, and now in its very latest edition.
Well, it's the second of the danger men who do the damage to Sydney FC. Marco Rojas got things going in the first half, and it's Archie Thompson with an emphatic finish. And it's the ease of passage through a number of Sydney FC players, which would be concerning Frank Farina. This has been threatening all afternoon. 3 players beaten by one straight pass over 8 yards, and Archie Thompson turns and shoots with venom. Finds the back of the net, gives his team a safer buffer.
Well, Archie Thompson's 6th goal of the season. Fabio playing him onside. Melbourne Victory, who had perhaps just been living on their nerves ever so slightly, have that all-important cushion of a second goal. Jason Polina, we understand, will be the man to be withdrawn by Sydney. Not just yet. This is Flores. Lovely ball by Flores. Invites the run of Rojas. Thompson keeping pace with him. Cut out by Adam Griffiths. Rojas picks up the scraps. Still Rojas. Still Marco Rojas. Took another deflection. And again it's in the back of the net. And again he doesn't celebrate. But Melbourne Victory have 3. Deja vu for Marco Rojas. But nevertheless, the watching scouts from Europe in the stands will be impressed. And the Victory are well clear now.
Well, for 2/3 of the football field, Melbourne Victory have been very good. In the final third, they haven't been that convincing, and they're still 3 clear. And Rojas, a little bit sloppy with his option to pass. It didn't come quite as it might have, but then he got the second opportunity and he dribbled the ball square across the penalty area, and he backed himself from there, and it's a second deflected goal, this time off Adam Griffiths. Janjetovic again swatting at flies as he tries in vain to keep Victory at bay, but it's an impossible task.
Now, will the officials give him that one, Andy?
I don't think they care.
Oh, quite remarkable that 2 of the 3 goals could technically be considered as own goals. Maybe the benefit of the doubt should go to Rojas for that one. Less so the first one. As you said, Andy, Victory fans will not care. Against their most bitter rivals, they've got a very enjoyable denouement to this game. He's at the centre of things once again, isn't he? Flores. Maybe now it's a question of how many do Victory want. Sydney down to 10. Looking very ragged. Del Piero trying to feed Yao. Here is Yao, fed by Griffiths, but he's offside.
Well, what we're seeing here for 74 minutes or nigh on, Simon, I think is the chasm between, at this point of the season, the serious title contenders and those who are scratching around to make the 6.
Rojas. For one of those mazy runs again, but Fabio kept pace with him. Del Piero, it's a good ball for Griffiths. Faced by layouts, Joel Griffiths! That's a really good finish. And Sydney FC cut the deficit. 2 goals in 2 games for Sydney FC's new signing. And a little glimmer of hope, perhaps, for the Sky Blues.
Well, it's his 3rd opportunity of the afternoon, and he finished with aplomb, did Joel Griffiths. 2 in 2 at his new home, and found for the 2nd time in consecutive weeks by the great Italian. Adrian Lowe tried to shepherd Joel Griffiths away from goal to narrow the angle, but there's too much on this, too much power and angle. Kobe unbeaten at full stretch, and the 10 men of Sydney have given themselves the slightest glimmer of hope here.
Flynn sliding in, illegally so, as the travelling Cove celebrate. It's now or never really for Sydney FC, and even then it might be too late. Only a minute of stoppage time play. Grant. Not that delivery towards Griffiths. He gets tangled up with Adrian Leia. Rojas waiting for the ball to run onto him. Oh, that's an ugly foul by Fabio. He's going to be off, he's on a yellow. Chris Beath goes to the pocket, and Sydney will finish the game with 9. Extraordinary. Absolutely extraordinary.
Well, I reckon he might have got a second yellow a little bit earlier. He's had a really good game otherwise, Fabio. And a couple of sloppy challenges. I don't think he can complain, really. Marco Rojas done him like a dog's dinner.
It's not too often you see a team reduced to 9 men during a game. Pretty clear-cut, that one. I remember a few years ago, Neil Warnock of Sheffield United got into all sorts of bother because his Sheffield United team went down to 8. And he then instructed his players, or at least allegedly so, to try and get a few more sent off so they could abandon the game. All hell broke loose after that.
Well, this game, now you'd think he's done. Although Sydney, with 10 men, have really put up a good fight. The focus turns to next week now. They're going to be without Thiago, without Fabio.
And just confirmation of the crowd today, 26,882. That is a new record for the A-League here at Amy Park, beating the previous mark of 26,579 set in the Melbourne derby last year. It's been a gripping game that they've been watching, and it's not quite finished. Certainly the destination of the 3 points has been decided now. Here's Diogo Ferreira. Chip in towards Stella. Plucked out of the air by Janjetovic. Melbourne victory on the brink of going into second place on the ladder. Is there more in this game? Naboo to square it up. Here's Traore. Back for Naboo. Del Piero. Foot a little high. Milligan. Here's Brew. Good save, Janjetovic. He's not scored yet for Melbourne victory, Jonathan Brew. It's a good chance for him.
Terrific save by Janjetovic. And despite being under siege for most of the game, as a team, Sydney FC, Janjetovic hasn't had to be that remarkable. Beaten by 2 deflections. And 1 or 2 other good saves, and that's a very good one also.
Well, the noise levels reaching a crescendo as Melbourne victory prepare to celebrate. Their victory is confirmed, as it was in Sydney in November. So it is in Melbourne in January. It's Victory's Day on Australia Day. Sydney's recent revival is halted. They stay out of the top 6, but now at least Melbourne victory are up to second on the ladder. Marco Rojas heavily involved. The first will go down as an own goal. The second might well be credited to the young Kiwi. Archie Thompson with a strike in between. Joel Griffiths with a late riposte for a Sydney FC side who ended the game with only 9 men following the dual dismissal of Thiago Calvano and Fabio. All of which gives us a full-time scoreline of Melbourne victory 3, Sydney FC 1.